Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fight. So I'm delighted to be joined by the legendary Bob Arum. Bob, we're here in Belfast. It's going to be a historic week of boxing. Michael Conlan, Alberto Lopez in a terrific world title fight. How pleased are you that we've got this fight here in Belfast and what's going to be a great week for boxing?
Well, it's terrific. I mean, I really enjoy being here in Belfast. Last time I was here was before the pandemic, and we had a great time. That fight was held in a park in Belfast, outdoors. It was just a lot of fun, and great to be back. This is a great place, fun place.
You've been obviously with Michael from the start of his career, from the Olympics, and had a lot of pressure on him from the very beginning. Madison Square Garden, and he's carried that all the way here to become, in his eyes, world champion. Alberto Lopez as well, the last time out, went to another guy's backyard, took the belt. How much of a stylistic, good matchup is this fight?
Well, Lopez is a really good fighter, and we're pleased to be promoting him now as well. That's what made it easy to make this match. And this is an opportunity for Mick, a good shot to win the title. And it's not going to be easy. Lopez is a hell of a fighter. So I think the fans are in for a really splendid fight. And it's going to be shown on our streaming platform, ESPN Plus, in the United States, and in BT in the UK. So, all good. It'll be a packed house. I'm really pumped for it.
You've seen plenty of fights over the course of history and promoted the biggest fighters in the history of the whole sport. Last week we got to see an incredibly high-level chess match between Devin Haney and Vasily Lomachenko. A terrific fight, a close fight in a lot of people's eyes. A lot of people said as well that Lomachenko won. Can I ask you about, obviously, the comments at the press conference and what you thought actually happened in that fight?
Well, again, it was a very close fight. Depends on how you looked at the fight. A lot of people thought Lomachenko won. Some people thought that Haney won. A lot more people thought, I think, Lomachenko won. But the only ones that counted were the judges. And all three judges felt that Haney won.
Did you think Haney had won, or did you thought Loma had won?
When the fight was over, no, I didn't.
There was, after the fight, I remember, I think Paulie Malignaggi, he went on and did an interview saying that a couple of nights before the fight that Devin Haney had re-signed with Top Rank. Can you confirm, has he re-signed, or is he a free agent?
I really don't know. I really don't know. We've had Haney for a number of fights, the two in Australia, the one last Saturday in Las Vegas, and we found dealing with Devin and his father Bill to be very, very good. They're very cooperative, and I think we all like each other. Now, whether he's re-signed with us or what his future plans are, I will find out when I get back to the States.
If he is to re-sign with you, what's next? We saw Shakur Stevenson get in the ring and give him sort of that look as if to say, I'm coming. If you stick around at this weight class, I'm here. Would you like him and Shakur Stevenson? What would you like to see Devin do next?
Well, I think everybody who follows boxing would love to see Devin against Shakur. The question is, can Devin stay at lightweight at 135? And is he willing to do it? Does he want to go to 140? And we'll have to see.
Vasily Lomachenko, plans to get him back out. I think he proved to a lot of people. I mean, before the fight, the amount of people that were saying it's not the same Vasily Lomachenko, he looked pretty good in there to me still. Are we going to see him back in another big fight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've had Vasily from his first professional fight, not only do I admire him as a fighter, but we've become friends with him and his father. They're lovely people, and he's far from finished.
Got to ask you about the big man Tyson Fury. He's been bouncing through a couple of countries. He's been in Australia recently. He's been linked with fighting nearly damn near enough everyone. Jay Opatay's team, I think, came out and said, fight nearly done. Dempsey McKean says he's in the front running. What is going on as the promoter of Tyson Fury? What is happening at the minute with him?
Well, if you promote Tyson Fury, you have to wait until it all settles down. Tyson says a lot of things. I guess he's serious when he says them, but then tomorrow he's not so serious. But eventually we understand where he's at, both the Warrens and ourselves, and we make a fight for him. I think it would be wrong for him not to have a fight before this contemplated winter fight against Alexander Usyk. But again, I think he's still in Australia. He should be back the next day or so, and we'll be talking to him.
There's obviously been plenty of talks about him potentially doing another stadium fight in the UK in maybe, say, August. Is that what you would like to see maybe get out again, like you said, before that fight against an Andy Ruiz, a top contender?
Well, I'm not obviously from the UK, but my understanding is that if you do a fight in August, there's nobody around. Everybody's in Portugal or Spain. So I don't know. I'd have to talk to my partners at Queensberry, but it seems unlikely that they would want to do a fight in August. We might have to wait for the beginning of September.
Okay. You mentioned the potential winter fights, proposed tournament and all this, and it's all been talked for a long time, but do you think it's realistic that we do see two mega fights on one card in the Middle East? Do you think that's realistic?
Economically, it's not realistic. Who can afford those two fights on the same card? But when you're talking about the Saudis, who originally proposed that idea, anything is possible, because if they want an event, they have the resources to do the event, and so it can happen. But economically, for any promoter to even think about putting those two fights together makes no sense. But again, we're talking about a different situation.
Absolutely. We know the fights that have been mentioned for that card. Obviously, Tyson Fury, you're his promoter, and Alexander Usyk. The flip side to that would be a Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Tyson's made quite clear what he thinks happens in that fight. Obviously shared the ring with Deontay 3 times. In many people's eyes, beat him 3 times, first fight being a draw. What happens, in your opinion, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder?
Well, the question...
Just to confirm, that's not my mic.
The only question in a Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua fight is, in my opinion, is what round Wilder knocks Joshua out. But believe me, he will knock Joshua out.
Last one from me. I think Mike Coppinger put out that Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, obviously used to work with Terence, that there's a fight being agreed. We've not heard that anything's been signed yet, but how pleased are you, as obviously a boxing promoter, that we're going to see this mega fight, touch wood, in July?
Well, if it's true, if Spence and Crawford fight each other, it's a really interesting fight because there's been a lot of controversy as to who is the better welterweight, and if they fight each other.
Serious, for 2 minutes. Yeah.
If they fight each other, Crawford and Spence, it'll finally determine who's the better fighter.
In your opinion, Crawford?
Yeah, I always liked Crawford over Spence, but we'll have, again, that's why they do the fights.
Absolutely. Well, look, Bob, I appreciate you giving Boxing Social some of your time. Hopefully we can catch up after this fight. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere in Belfast. BT Sport and ESPN in America. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.